There's none of that.
It was wonderfully... And the referee brings the first half to a close. BOTAFOGO are finally getting a much-needed break. It's been absolutely breathless stuff so far. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Usem o estacionamento mantido pelo clube ou outros estabelecimentos pagos da região. Substituição.
And so we're off again. Cafu is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. And he's just misjudged that one. Quality ball. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Messi! Oh, and they really should have been made to pay.
I'm really impressed with the tenacity he's shown to intercept that. That's how they're going to make things happen.
Rijkaard spots it and intercepts. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. He's got away. Oh, such a clever touch. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Oh, no joy this time. Beckenbauer. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Looking for a runner. It's a pretty loose pass. Out to the left it goes. Bellingham going about things with real menace. Roberto Carlos. Baresi calmly anticipates. Cafu. Played back in. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Now that's well seen too. Spread out to the left. He's a sharp little ball here. Zanetti. And it's Pirlo. Bellingham. Now it's Cruyff. Pelé. Lovely, now then. Cafu. Looking for the run. Well, the defence proved infallible then. But that won't be the last they'll see of him.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
That has been cut short. Roberto Carlos knocks it into space. Vinicius Junior going face-to-face with his great rival. And he's surging through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Well, that's been cut out. Well played. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball. You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Well, he's hit it long, but astray. Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That's a shade optimistic. Howson. Now it's Puskas. That looks a cracking ball. He's shifting through the gears here. He have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Oh, that's a key interception. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Bellingham. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won. This is the time you need that pace.
He's picked his way through. Messi's cross. And that's the keeper's ball.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Has ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Picked out brilliantly. Now it's Haaland. Cafu. Well, played right into his path. Messi gets into some... And Messi! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Messi clearly thought...
And the referee brings it to a close. Magic. What a magical football match. And genuine respect all round. Pelé reflecting on a stellar performance and now taking home a permanent reminder for his mantelpiece. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anticlimactic.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's away we go then. Well, we all know who created the concept of total football, but is it fair to say, Jim, that no one embodied it better on the pitch than this man, Ruud Gullit?
That is true, definitely. He has the pace, the power, the technique to play anywhere across the front line, but he also has the intelligence, the vision to play in a more withdrawn playmaking role, or even in defence. He could fill in and cover for any position as required, and he had the intelligence to be able to put it all together.
He really does have it all. He's got away. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And that is out and behind. It's a good block. BOTAFOGO with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. And now they can spring out of defence. He's a sharp little ball here. Pele finds himself offside. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. And it's Serginho. Now it's Puskas. He is through here. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. He's found a way through. Rijkaard cuts out the pass.
Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This isn't meeting expectations.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Gullit. Pele. And Hakimi. Gullit, someone who can always claim to be the most immaculate finisher. And he's managed to get free. Serginho gets rid without sophistication. Pele ploughing through the middle. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Rijkaard did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Well, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. And he is going into that little black book. Adams. Rijkaard is the team's great visionary. Now that looks a decent ball. And the through ball. Pele! Oh, what has happened here? Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Adams. Rijkaard. And it's Gullit. Hakimi. Getting on for a third of the way through the game. Pele. And Hakimi. Another pass, just keeps it ticking over. Knocks it into space. He can run onto that. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Pele. Great vision. Nice interception, well timed. Ronaldinho. And it's Serginho. Rijkaard. And Hakimi. Pele. And a goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break. That looks a cracking goal. There's the shot! Goal! BOTAFOGO! And BOTAFOGO are in front.
Well, I don't want to be overly harsh on the defensive side of things here, Peter, but the build-up was so slick and executed with such quality, it made life just that bit too difficult for them.
BOTAFOGO have penetrated for the first time.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it's Pirlo! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Pirlo actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Corner number 2 then. And now a sudden chance to counter. Pele! And he hits the net! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! BOTAFOGO are doing very nicely, thank you.
And you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Puskas puts his foot on the gas. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Serginho. Ghana finding their passes. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Played out towards the right wing. It's a pretty loose pass. And the half-time whistle goes. We'll do it back on the first 45 minutes.
Well, Peter, at 2-0, you're faced with the choice of just trying to see the match out or forcing the issue even further. I'd always be inclined to go for the latter, go for a third, especially with a full half of football still to play.
BOTAFOGO are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. Here we go again. Ronaldinho going face-to-face with his great rival. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Eto'o unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Quality ball. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And this is Cruyff. He's away, and Cruyff! Oh, it's come off the upright. Ronaldinho. So, what can they make of this? Rijkaard. And it's Eto'o. Always onto this. This looks promising. That is lovely from him. Pirlo. Looking for options for movement. Thuram promptly onto that, and that is that. Serginho. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Now this could be a chance. That's going to go a long way. And he's there to retrieve it. And this is Pele. Thuram. BOTAFOGO in a very solid position, 2 to the good. And it's Rijkaard. And it's Ronaldinho. Now it's Eto'o. Puskas. 60 minutes played. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Serginho's cross. Roberto Carlos. He has found the way through. Gets a good foot in there. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional.
And he cuts out the supply.
Now, can they get him away? And the finish!
And he's taking no chances there.
Expertly cut out, really nicely done.
Eto'o really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
No, it's come to nothing. Pelé. Nice sequence of passes, this.
Ghana appear determined to play through the middle again, and guess what? It's the same result.
And he's got the beating of his man. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Pull it. Now it's Pelé.
Aims beyond the defence.
And he shoots! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Tries to play it through. Over to the left. Played back in. Now it's Pelé. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Oh, that's fabulous.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending.
Pull it.
Pelé. Serginho. Played out to the left flank. Vinicius Junior in acres of space out wide. That has not gone well. Now who's going to be first to this? Oh, look at the space here. Decent chance! They've done it! Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Gol marcado para Ghana.
And that is as far as it goes. BOTAFOGO can take all the spoils, and it is nothing less than what they are perfectly entitled to, following this splendid display of poise, potency and proficiency. Pelé taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Senhoras e senhores, pedimos que permaneçam sentados durante a partida. Agradecemos sua cooperação.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So off we go then. Well, we all know of Johan Cruyff as the father of total football, but what can we expect from him on the pitch, Jim?
He'll be the conductor, Peter, making sure that his team create space and make good use of it. I expect him to be running the show and adding a touch of class to proceedings.
Yeah, winning with style, and that's what he has always been about.
Always.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And that is a little undercooked. Roberto Carlos. Quick look, then plays it in. BOTAFOGO with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Hullet. He's in plenty of space here. He's picked his way through. Eto! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
It's a sharp little ball here. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Nancy clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And that has left him in a heap. Now it's Cruyff. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Gullit. He's had a shot! Oh, it's fallen loose again! And he's done it! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, they say all goalkeepers are crazy, and after that, maybe there's some truth in it.
Aos 19 minutos do primeiro tempo, pelo jogador, camisa 9.
Nancy are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
It's Pele! Oh, nearly, but not quite.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
It's a pretty loose pass. Pirlo. And he cuts out the supply. That has not gone well.
BOTAFOGO are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Cruyff! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
It's their second corner of the game. Nancy are looking to go forward now. Now it's Messi. Getting on for a third of the way through the game.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Lahm, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Not the most accurate pass. Can he get it through? Well timed, excellent interception. And that is as far as they're going to go. Bellingham, forever the opportunist. A sniff, that's all he needs. And this is Cruyff, delivered across. And this is Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos goes on a run down the left wing. The ball goes in. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Oh, he's certainly caught him there, it's a free kick. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. Now it's Messi. And it's Lahm.
BOTAFOGO truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Tries to pass it through. That's a super give and go. It is a corner, good chance. BOTAFOGO have their third corner. Roberto Carlos goes short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Bellingham. Puskas.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Well, it's got out again, and so we'll have a repeat corner. So their fourth corner of the game. And it's Bellingham. Nancy have the chance to go the other way.
Teremos minuto de acréscimo.
Messi. Puskás. And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Here we go again then.
BOTAFOGO can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Looking for the run. Pirlo. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Now it's Cruyff. It's a good spell of possession, this. And it's Nedved. Oh, super ball. An uncompromising challenge. And this is Cruyff. Pass somewhat off target. Back into the middle. BOTAFOGO, still this single goal behind. Cruyff, looking to be a menace in the final third. No, he's just misjudged that one. Roberto Carlos. Pelé. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. And this is Pelé!
BOTAFOGO really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's...
And Puskás! Superb from Puskás! A finish of true class! BOTAFOGO back on level terms! Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
BOTAFOGO grabbed the equaliser and we're all square.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And this is Pelé. He's shift and the shot. Messi. Lahm. Nicely weighted ball. That's Nedved. Cute ball now. How can he reach it? And now they can clear their lines. And they're back on the ball again. Cruyff in with the challenge. Rijkaard spots it and intercepts. And he was quick to react. Roberto Carlos threads one in. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And it's Lam. Out to the left it goes. And the shot... Tries a shot! And again! They've scored! And they get themselves in front! That was easy, almost too easy.
It's shocking, the ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, Peter, the manager's all smiles, but he's got a big decision to make here. He needs to see this one out.
Aimed beyond the defence.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Succumbs to the pressure. That's a cute ball. Neatly clipped into space. BOTAFOGO are looking desperate here, short on time and options.
All they need is one big chance, and it may do the trick. That's just playing it safe and simple.
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. They're up to 5 corners now. And now has a shot! Oh, that could cost them.
Zanetti clearly wanted to level things up in a hurry here. It didn't quite come off for him, but top marks for the effort.
Into the last 5 minutes. Can they get him away? Bale! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Bale clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And he's made sure that... And the shot! It's there! And that should do it! Within sight of the finish line. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
Nancy could not have picked a better time to snatch a 2-goal lead. Is there still time for a response?
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Pirlo. There will be 4 extra minutes. He's being urged to shoot. Chance for a shot! It's in! Deep into injury time! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew.
And we're done. BOTAFOGO were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So we're up and running. Serginho, now he is quick.
Rapid, Peter, absolutely rapid.
I suppose if there was such a thing as a model Brazilian fullback, he'd be pretty close to it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you don't win all those honours at club and international level without doing something right.
He's on it, can he get away? Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Sané, he's picked his way through, showing good feet. And it's Rijkaard.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Oh, super find. Good take, and is he in? Pele! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
It looked as though it'd gone too wide. He wasn't having that, though, and somehow he found the angle.
Of course, there's a question mark over the keeper on his near post there, but it was such a clever finish to spot the gap and find it.
So, a breakthrough already. Paris finding their passes. Serginho's bullish header! And he hits the net! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Paris grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now. They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. And this is Pele! Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Played out wide. Pele, looking to play him in. Chance for a shot! Goal! BOTAFOGO! And they're back in front. He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. And he was quick to react. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Rice, Owen, and here's Batistuta. No way he was going to let him past. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Well, that's well spotted. Right, Batistuta. Rice. Oh, easy pickings there. Scholes. And it's Cruyff. Now it's Pele. And this is Pele!
That was lovely, that.
Oh, just skips past his man. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Rice. Owen. And he's had it nicked away. Now it's Cruyff. Rice. Rijkaard. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. And it's Sané. Oh, perfectly measured that. Strong challenge. That could leave a mark. That's a good run down the left. Looking for options for movement. Timber. Sends it crossfield. It's a pretty loose pass. Cruyff showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Nicely shaped ball. Oh, that's a... And a shot! And yes, it's there! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
BOTAFOGO go 2 up and into a position of real strength.
I wonder if the manager is tempted to go for another and really kill the game off completely. I, for one, think he should now.
Roberto Carlos cuts out the pass. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
BOTAFOGO clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Looking for a shoot! And that was probably asking just too much. Paris with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And he's there to clear it. Rice. Very nicely done. Cross flot, terrific header. And he's heaved it away. Cruyff knocks it into space. And it's been played through. Now it's Cruyff. That's really well cleared. And we've reached half-time.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far, and that being good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
Well, that has been a goal-blessed half. It is 3-1. Here we go again. And that has been cleared. Now it's Cruyff. That's a shade optimistic. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Now it's Puskas. And Puskas! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Puskas actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And the shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Has a shot! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, the invitation was there, so he was right, in my opinion, to take it on. Alas, it was a technical flaw.
And it's Serginho.
Such good technique.
Owen. This is Owen. Oh, shooting chance! They've done it! The second half sparked straight into life. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
We have got ourselves a game here.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Struck first time. That's got him rattled. And he's forced to go back. Rijkaard. Owen. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that's a key interception. Beckenbauer. Nicely aimed pass. Well, that looks a decent ball. Nice interception, well timed.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Tries to play it through. Sané. Cruyff could try cutting inside here. Oh, it's played into the air. A header! It looks as though the ref has given a penalty. He has. Botafogo presented with a golden opportunity here. The chance to pull further clear. And they're running away with it. Not much more than a formality.
Should we have ever doubted him? Cool as you like.
Changement. Le numéro 27.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. Botafogo take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
You could certainly sense a real change of mood here. Now the crowd are demanding that they just finish this off.
Deliver. Header! Really well taken goal. It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Paris get themselves back into contention.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Great defending, strong and determined. Owen! And that is exemplary defending.
Well, what can you say about that? Just about everything was stacked against him and he still came through.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Now it's Cruyff. He's had it taken off him. Threads one in. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Pirlo. Botafogo looking to pass their way through. And that pass just didn't quite work.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Looking wide. Nicked it back promptly. He's in space and looking for options. Koeman attempts a clearance. Now it's Pelé.
There they go, hunting again.
Baresi is the guilty party there.
Changement. Le numéro 41.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually.
Owen. À leur place, le numéro 25.
Oh, superb reflexes from the keeper.
Le numéro 20.
Oh, great effort, but he's produced a save to match.
The moans and groans are predictable. He felt compelled to try.
Cleared without hesitation. And now they can spring out of defence. And that is a little undercooked. Pirlo. Now it's Stoichkov. He's beaten the last man. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Yellow or red? It is red. Well, the players are flocking round their fallen colleague and they look worried.
Well, Jim, I suppose that was the only possible outcome in the circumstances.
Yes, sadly he knew exactly what he was doing and he had to go with the risk.
This certainly looks appetising, well within shooting range. Pele!
Corner number 3 coming up.
He's having a go! Had a swing, but it wasn't to be.
Adams cannot be faulted for trying. It was asking to be hit just a bit straighter.
Not quite sure who got the final touch, but it will be another corner.
They're up to 5 corners now.
Roberto Carlos with the short one. Quick look, then plays it in.
He is just caressing the ball.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
And he opts to go forward, engages and forces him off the ball.
And it's Azar. Out towards the flank. That's a lovely, neat pass.
Nicely weighted ball.
5 minutes.
5 minutes to add.
Roberto Carlos.
Bellingham. That's the keeper's ball. Now it's Rashford. Timber.
No, he wasn't going to let him past. Timber has been caught there, it's a foul. Played back in.
Timber.
Rashford chooses to go cross-field.
Great vision.
Mbappe!
Well, he got...
That's that, the end. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides glad to trade blows, to set out always only to win, and it came down to one decisive moment. Pele taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
BOTAFOGO really were very impressive in the way they found pockets of space in those key areas. They were able to get the runners in, and that proved decisive.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.